This is a question that I have, and it's just something that I kind of want to know. Um, Joe and I talked about our relationship with our dad.
Mm-hmm.
He had a really great relationship with his dad. My relationship with my dad is not so great. It's not bad, but it's not the best.
Mm-hmm.
What was your relationship, or what is your relationship like with your dad? Um, what was it like at the time when he found out about your sexuality?
Um, well, when they found out about my sexuality, both of them jumped on me and whooped my behind.
How old were
But
you?
I was 18.
Okay.
I was 18. Um, and that was a trying time, but my relationship with my father is amazing.
Even now?
Absolutely. That's like my best friend. You know, we talk all the time. That's actually why I believe I'm gonna go ahead and move back home, back to where I'm from, because I want to spend more time with him. He's getting older, and with my mom being deceased, it's like he's by himself.
Hmm.
You know, my parents were married for like over 40 years.
Right.
You know, but I have an amazing relationship with my father. My father told me, he said, "You are my son, you are my child, you are my son, you are my only son, and I will always love you." My mother never said anything like that to me, you know. And from that point on, and we had to have a conversation about everything, you
Your
know,
mom or your
especially
dad?
after, well, once I had my mental breakdown.
Oh, your dad.
Yeah, and then I went to therapy. Now we need to talk, nigga.
Did y'all ever go to therapy together or just?
No, but therapy brings things out. Like,
Hmm.
y'all jumped on me. We never talked about that.
That was like one of your
I left from
traumas?
home as a child. We never talked about that either.
Gotcha.
Now my mother is gone. We ain't talked about that. You know, like, I think we were both holding in a lot of things. You know, he was hurt. He was mourning his wife. I was mourning my mother. You know, we had unresolved things just from the dynamic of our relationships. But my father let it be known that he loved me, and it didn't matter.
Gotcha.
It didn't matter. Now, we don't discuss it, we don't talk about it, but he knows. He knows. And we're just as close as they. I talked to him yesterday.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I think for me I have a that's why I have like a kind of like a envy, kind of like jealousy because I don't have that relationship with my dad. I don't.
That's how I felt about people relationships with their mothers. You know, because like three or four of my best friends had very, very close relationship with their mothers, and they knew about them. You know, my mother wasn't with it at all. So that was another struggle in itself. But I learned that you just, what's meant for you is meant for you. And I feel like people a lot of times are always so angry about what they don't have that they don't appreciate what they do have.
Hmm.
And I had to learn that. My relationship with my mother may have not have been as good as I would have liked to have been, especially before she passed. But I have a relationship with my father. Most people don't even know. A lot of people in our community don't even know who their father is,
That's true.
True.
let alone have an amazing relationship with their father. So I can't be so upset about my relationship with my mother that I don't appreciate my relationship with my father. You know, and I had to learn that for myself as well.
But sometimes, like when I see like people with their dad, it kind of weirds me out a little bit because it's like, damn, I can't call my dad. I can't talk to my dad. And I don't. It's not like I don't feel jealousy, but it just kind of like it's kind of weird to me at times if I see somebody else.
Almost like resentment.
I don't even know if it's that. It just maybe it is that. Almost like damn, like almost like damn, like why can't I
You
call
get
my
to have
daddy?
it, but I can't.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Yeah, resentment.
But see, that's where the situation differs for me because I have my dad. You have your dad. He doesn't have his dad. I have my mom. you don't have your mom. He has his mom, but I don't feel like I can do that with my dad. Like I have his phone number, but I don't feel like I can call him whenever I need to talk.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I can call him if I have a situation. I don't feel like I can call him when I have when I if I just want to like vent. Like I don't feel like I can do that with him. So if I see or if I know that you can do it with your dad, like for me it is a jealousy because I want that with my dad.
Yeah.
But I don't have that.
Yeah.
I don't have that. I want that. I would like that with my dad. I would like to have him. I've invited my dad over here a lot of times. He hasn't been
never
there.
comes?
He never been there once.
Yeah.
I don't have that. We've never had that. And a part of that may be because of me. And it is because of me because I remember the things that he's done when I was younger.
Yeah.
And I think that's blocking me from moving forward.
And I have other close friends that either don't have relationship with their fathers, have troubled relationship with their fathers, or don't even know who their father is, or any relationship whatsoever. You know, so when you have perspective, then you can realize that things may not go always how you want them to go, but you have to count the blessings that are in front of you.
I agree.
You know, and it made me appreciate my relationship with my father even more, especially knowing that I have him. You know, I will never take that for granted.
Yeah, I always tell him that he got to let that hurt go because you just never know when that day could happen. And I feel like I don't want him to, like, if his dad passed and then it'd be I wish I would have did this or I should have did this, where he's here now because, like, I mean, the same like with your mom, like, that was unexpected. With my dad,
It was, but I also
unexpected.
believe in boundaries. You can't allow people to treat you any type of way.
I do agree with that.
You know, and if that means that, like, I have to put space if the relationship is abusive, then I will. Just like when I moved out my parents' house, you know. But at the end of the day, you should always seek to have
a relationship.
Yeah, because that's still your father.
Yeah.
You know, it's important. And if they don't want to give you that, then just accept it for what it is. At least you know how to handle it. Because you have to protect yourself as well, you know?
Yeah, I kind of feel like, you can correct me if I'm wrong, I kind of feel like it's more that you're just scared of being hurt. Is that it?
Me?
Yeah. Or let down?
I think that I don't this was not supposed to be on me.
We're talking. Everyone here is here to talk.
This is not supposed to be on me. I think that when it comes to my dad, I don't really want to allow him the opportunity to put me in a place where he put me before.
In your childhood?
In my childhood, yeah. And that place where he put me before, I was let down, I was hurt, I was broken, and what I desired from him, I didn't get. Now that I'm an adult and I don't need these things from him,
I'm not going to allow you to treat me any type of way.
I just can't. I can't allow him to hurt me again.
I get that.
And so that's why
I definitely get that.
I want to have a conversation with him, but I don't, because I don't want him to say something, put me in this position, and then take me back to where I was 12 years old, and now I'm looking like a hurt child. I don't want that for myself,
I get
and
that.
I don't want him to do that to me, because if he did that to me, then what I feel right now is gonna move from hurt and desire, is gonna transition from that to anger and hate, and I don't want to hate
Yeah.
him. I don't want to hate him.
Sometimes you have to put boundaries in place and deal with people where they are. You know, I've had to do that with many relationships in my life, including my parents, you know, and even my grandmother, you know. But once you understand, like what Maya say, when a person shows you who they are, believe them.
Believe them.
Believe them. Set your expectations where they show you it is, you know, and you learn how to deal with them accordingly.
I know that, and if I'm being honest, I know it's probably me not being fair to him, because he is I can acknowledge that he is not the same person that he used to be. I can acknowledge that he is
And
not
people
that same man.
Yeah.
can grow.
Yeah,
They can.
he's not that same man that he used to
They
be.
can evolve, you know, and I always say what I went through with my mother let her know that she couldn't be that way as it pertained to my niece. Because my niece wasn't built like me. You know, leaving home and going across the country and creating a life for myself, my niece wouldn't have been able to handle that,
Right.
you know? So I always feel like I had to go through what I had to go through so that she could learn. And she did. She was much more gentle with my niece, because my niece is of the lifestyle as well. That's why I always look at it as just growing pains. Everybody has their journey,
Yeah.
you know?
It
And
makes
your
you grow.
journey isn't going to look like mine, mine isn't going to look like yours.
Facts.
But what you go through shapes and develops you as a person.
And that's why you have no regrets.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, do you believe that like support from your family and friends is needed when you're going through like when you did do the drugs and that you had that outburst, or I don't even know what the word will be, but when you acted out, I guess, do you believe that you needed support from family and friends? Because I think really
Well, I
only you
definitely
had got
needed support from friends. I wouldn't say family, but see, for me, because I'm so far away from home,
Your
my
family are
friends
your
are
friends.
my family,
gotcha.
you know? So they gave me support, but they didn't nobody know how to handle what I was going through. I didn't know how to handle what I was going through, you know? It is what it is.
Right.
But I also feel, you know, sometimes you have to go through things so that you can be there for others when they go through things,
That's true. You can
you
help
know?
guide somebody through.
Yeah. And I always seek to do that, just like when you lost your father, you know? I've been through that, so I'm going to make sure that I'm here to support you.
And you really were, and I appreciate that. 'Cause a
Absolutely.
couple of times I call you because I just didn't know how to even process it.
Because you don't know how to, sometimes it doesn't even feel real, you
Yeah.
know?
And I think
And
I was gonna say I think like it's a little bit more difficult to talk to somebody that hasn't been through it. Not difficult, but you don't really fully
they
understand
don't
it
understand
until
until you've gone
going
through
through
it.
it. 'Cause it
Yeah.
is deep.
Yeah. You know? Well, I always try to be there and support. I believe in supporting my friends anyway,
Right.
you know, but especially when it comes to things that are important. That's what friendship is about,
Right.
you know?
So now that you have gotten past all of these tribulations and trials in your life, where are you now? Like how have things turned for you?
Well, for me, once I kind of got out of that space, I feel like I got back to myself. I just started to like think like, what you been doing? Like, like you've been on some BS. Like you haven't accomplished the goals that you set. You haven't finished the things that you set out to do. And I just became more focused. I decided that I wanted to get into the airline industry. I pursued that, and I was able to do that for quite some years now. I decided to go back to school. I got a second degree. I picked up a couple of licenses, and I still want to do more. I just feel like I started cooking, and I forgot like who I was as a person. Like you out here mixed up, you so angry and mad that you're not doing the things that you came here to do, And I think my life just took a different turn.
That's good, because right now, I mean, you're really doing your thing. I mean, you was doing your thing before, but it's good to know that, like, even after you went through that, you was able to, like, pick back up and even do more than what you were doing.
That's true. Are you still, like, promoting and doing those things like Hurricane Bruce? Is Hurricane Bruce still brucing?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, Hurricane Bruce still bruises, but I haven't been doing any active promoting. I've been discussing it. I've been thinking about it. I'm not sure if it's something that I want to do anymore, to be honest with you. But I do feel that there is a need.
I also feel like if you did it, I feel like, because you're still connected to a lot of people. A lot of people know you. I feel like you can definitely get people into a venue or get people to follow you, whatever you decide to do.
I mean, absolutely. I just think there's a void right now in like how Miami used to be.
It used to be jumping. Now, I just told you this recently. I was like, why is everything in Wilton Manors?
Everything is in Fort Lauderdale now. There's nothing in the city of Miami.
Yeah.
And we used to party in it. Club Boy still is. But everything else is just pretty much far.
Yeah.
And we used to party in Miami.
And party all night long.
Absolutely. And have a good old time.
Yeah.
And I just feel like I just believe in there being spaces for our people.
Yeah.
I don't like patronizing other places where they don't appreciate you.
I don't want us there.
I've heard that several times about the clubs in Wilton Manors.
I don't. And that's how they feel.
That's
how I feel.
I personally experienced it. We went there one time, and they didn't want to let you in because they carded you, and we showed them your ID. The guy that was at the thing said it didn't even look like you, so he didn't want to take it. I put up your Facebook. This is all just to get into the club, by the way.
That's ridiculous.
And to show him that it is the same person. You don't remember that we went to that bachelor? We had got the party bus, and we got the party bus because they had parked there.
Yeah.
And it was a whole thing. And I was ready to leave. The only reason I didn't leave is because it was like a bachelor party, and the party bus had stopped there, and I think some of them had already kind of went through. And it was already people like kind of staring, and I didn't want to make the scene bigger than what it was. So I just trying to just get in and just get it over with. But that really irritated me because it just almost felt like you just try to find an excuse.
Absolutely. And then they only do it with you. When it's their people, they act like it didn't even happen. You go to their clubs, they act a fool, they tear things up, they carry on, but when it's us, it's treated differently.
Yeah.
And I like to be where I'm celebrated, not tolerated. That's why I believe in creating spaces for your people.
Well, I think you should create some spaces.
I will think about it.
And create some spaces that is in my age group.
Just say it.
Baby, I do not. I'm sorry, y'all, but I don't want to party with no 20-year-olds, 25-year-olds.
I would think about it. I mean, I like to play cards. So anything that has cars and like maybe a lounge or something like that,
Yeah, I mean,
I
I can
would
do
definitely
that.
consider.
So maybe I don't want to party with like 18-year-olds. Maybe that's what I'm saying. 'Cause, like,
Even a club, I would consider. I just have to decide if it's so many other things that I want to do.
yeah,
And we got the
It's
hookah
it's
connect
time consuming. And
we do
then
have a hookah
I
connection.
have to
and the
be
party bus
honest.
connect.
Is it worth my time? Is it worth my money? I make
That's
money. Time is valuable. And I'm not. It might have to be something that I just might want to do,
Right.
but it has to be worth my time. I want to start my own business. I want to get into real estate. There are still other things that
You can do.
I am looking to do, and I know that I can do.
Yeah,
So I'm not sure if it's something that I want to invest my time and my space in.
I get that.
But it may be something that I will consider if I feel there's a need,
Right.
and if it's worth my time, and I want to have fun.
Yeah.
I don't want it to when it get to feeling like work, I'm good.
Emphasis on fun.
Yes, I want to have fun. I want to have a good time. I don't want no drama. I don't want no BS. I
No
want
more
people.
drama in my life.
I'm just saying, I want people to come and just have a good time.
I like that. No fights.
Yeah.
Some people be talking to me crazy, and I be talking crazy back, and then I'm the problem. I'm always gonna get trouble.
At least one.
No fights.
Outside.
No fights. No fights.
I need to see at least one.
You take it home.
No fights. At my grown age, at this grown age of 44, I don't need to be outside with no fights.
Well, I'm grown. I feel like looking me a little fight.
Boy.
I was looking me a little fight.
At this grown age of 44, and I'm happy about it. I don't need to see no fights.
Oh ho.
You only 4 years behind me, boo.
I'm sorry, what?
You hitting that 40 mark at the end of this year.
You can't prove
Welcome. Excuse me?
that. You can't prove that.
If I wanted to prove, I could put your whole idea out on this channel.
Well, I think we would love to hear about how,
right.
like, your life, things with you started to change once you made that decision.
For me, I think it definitely got I became more of a, I guess, maybe positive person. I mean, I think I was always good, except so my thing. Well, I did drugs and alcohol, but I think more for me it was the alcohol that pushed me to the limit.
Push you over the edge.
But I just stopped doing everything because I just didn't want to do it anymore.
Got you.
So, and you've seen me have issues, what's it, outbursts or acting out. Like you've seen it firsthand. You've seen how mean and angry I could be.
Yeah. I had to deal with your BS the same way they had to deal with mine.
He has experienced me being extremely angry. And so it's not like it happened once. It's happened multiple times. There's been multiple instances where I've acted out from being just effed up. And the last time I acted out was the time I was like, okay, I have to stop. And truthfully, I think if I wouldn't have stopped, it would have been like, well, I'm not going to be with him because I was acting out and doing stuff to him, calling him out his name, just doing too much. And I felt like I was going to lose him. And also I felt like I had lost myself. Like when I told you, and I think the big turning point for me was hearing some of the stuff I said to him, like looking at myself on camera. You know how some people be like, people like when they watch like reality TV and they're like, oh my God, I didn't realize I acted like that. And it make them want to change. So for me, it was seeing it on camera myself, not for the world to see, but just me seeing it and hearing myself. And it just really did something to me mentally. And I was like, I can't do that. So once I decided to just stop everything, it definitely made our relationship like way better. Yeah. Like a lot of the issues that we had just like disappeared. And
you know what? I'm glad that you said that because I do want to say something as far as like how I feel about you. One thing I will always love about you is that we went through things in our relationship And we both made a conscious decision
Yeah.
that we wanted to work on our relationship and that our relationship was important to each other.
Right.
And we did that. We took the steps. We talked about what we needed to talk
And
about.
curse each other out.
100%. And, you know, we worked ourselves back into our relationship. And I feel like now that I'm closer with you than I probably ever have been.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like there's anything that we can talk about, and that relationship went through the strife so that it could build the bond.
Yeah.
You know, and not all relationships endure.
That's true.
Not all do. Look at how many people our friendships.
Yeah. There's a lot of people I fell out with.
That we've lost, you know. And I will always appreciate that about you. I just want to make that very clear.
Yeah.
Whoever's watching.
Yeah, I mean, I used to be like a piece of work, and now it's so crazy because now I feel like when a lot of people see me, and like they be like, "You're not even the same person." They're like, "You don't even act the same." So I've definitely had a lot of, I guess I've evolved a lot, but for me, I think since I've changed, it's definitely made our relationship like 10 times better. We don't get into like arguments a lot. We barely ever really get into arguments now. It's more like just like disagreements.
Yeah.
And I just always think like if I would have stayed on that track, I would probably be in jail, or I'd probably be, you know, dead. Or I mean, there's no telling. I was just on a bad trajectory. Yeah, and
100%.
It was not looking good for me. And you know, work is good. I do my work at work. I do other stuff outside of work. I have good relationships with friends. I have good
but you
relationships
also,
with family.
you just make that just sound so simple.
What? What are you about to say?
Work is good. This is good. What was I saying? I said,
You make it look so easy.
yeah, you make it sound so fucking easy, Blaze. Like you didn't like accomplish things. Like you stopped DJing, you got back into your field, you became extremely successful. Not that you weren't successful before, but you like started getting back to, you know, your trajectory, your vibe, and you got this beautiful home out here where the people of Real Housewives of Miami live. And I just think you can't just like skate over that. Like, that was a major accomplishment, you know? And I remember, you know, the trials as well. So I'm proud of you. I'm absolutely proud of you, you know? And proud that y'all are still together.
Yeah, we
You know.
definitely stood the test of time. Cause, yo, we've been through some shit.
Yeah. Me and this one too. Yeah.
So, do you have any questions for us?
Do I have any questions for y'all? Well, I asked my question with Blaze. Joe.
Joe.
I don't know if I have any more questions. I just think that, what do I think? I think that in life, everyone goes through things and everyone's journey is different. I believe in God. I believe in keeping God close. I'm very spiritual. I think that you have to have a foundation and remember your foundation when you become off balance, you know? I feel like for me, once I stopped, I remember like who I was, what I've always been doing, you know, and my life changed for the better,
Yeah.
you know?
Any love interests? interest?
No love interest. I've just been really focused on me.
I dig that.
If a vibe happens, it happens, but it needs to be organic. I would love to have a love interest, you know.
I also want to say just thank you to you, not just for doing this coming on the channel, but just for you being a friend and a brother, because we did have a moment where we kind of like had our issues. We was able to work it out. But like you've been there for me. You've been there for me when you saw me at my worst. With when I was acting out from like alcohol. You was there for me when my dad passed. Like you was like, it was not many people that I could actually reach out and call.
Yeah.
And talk about that too.
Yeah.
And I just like really appreciate you for that, because it was not many people that would even understand what I was going through.
Yeah.
And you actually helped me like deal with a lot of that.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that. And I just appreciate you just being in my life. And I know we don't talk like every day, but I feel like we have developed such a strong bond. And I know you'll always be there for me, and I'll always be there for you. And, I just really love you, and I just appreciate, you being in my life and being there for me.
No, I love you too. And I'm so appreciative to have you as a brother, to have the relationship that I have with you. You are very, very, very special to me. And I think well, I don't like many people, but it's beyond not liking. You are a dear friend. I'm always rooting for you. Always. And I will always love you. And I will always appreciate you. Because even when I wasn't at my best, you still appreciated me. And that means the world to me. You don't meet many people that impact your life the way that you have impacted mine, and I think that I have impacted you. And that's also why I always say God puts people in your life for a reason, and not all of it is good. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, but sometimes he places people there for you because he knows that that's what you need. So I love you as a brother. I appreciate you. I love you as well, Jalen.
I love you too.
You are one of my favorite people. I just want that to be known. And
Hey, you don't let anybody up for us.
absolutely not.
You be ready to
Absolutely
fight,
not. I do not mind. I do not mind. You're not going to disrespect my friend, and you're not going to play in my face. Absolutely not. But wow.
I was not expecting that.
I was so confused. Like, what's going on right now?
I was like, wow.
Well, because I was talking about my dad, and I started like, I kind of just, for a second, I kind of went back into that moment of when I was dealing with it, and it kind of just, those feelings just kind of like rushed in for a second.
Yeah.
And then as I was saying it out loud, my mind went there. That I actually had pictured when I called you to talk to you about it. And I think when I told you, I was really, really going through it at that point.
Yeah.
So that whole vision just kind of like rushed in my memory or rushed in my head, and I just kind of had a moment. But you did say it hit you
Anytime.
at different times. I think that, and it hasn't hit me in a long time, but I think just saying it out loud and then kind of going back into that state of mind, it kind of just hit me again for a second.
Yeah,
And I've been good for a while, so that was weird for me that it actually just hit me like that.
And sometimes when you talking about things and you mean it, it triggers emotions.
Yeah, that too.
It triggers emotions. I told myself that I wasn't gonna cry, but I said, "God damn it, bitch! All this shit." Oh, sorry. We still recording.
I thought you was gonna forget that.
I think shit is fine. I think when you get into like the F words,
And I'm like, damn, all this shit that we talking about, like it's gonna trigger. I thought it was gonna be the stuff about my mom, to be honest with you. But no, for it to be about our relationship, like that was real. And I love you, and I talked. I almost said a name. I talked to my other homeboy the other day, and whenever I do, I always say it's one motherfucker. Oops, sorry, them F words. It's one person that I will always appreciate, and that is you, because it takes a lot when you're at an ends with a person. Not that we ever were like F you, like we were angry with each other. And our relationship did deteriorate. And it was like to take that time and the effort to repair it and to then get into a space where it's better than it's ever been, I will always appreciate you for that, because not everybody does that. And not everyone has the appreciation of a relationship. For me, when it comes to certain things, I'm very traditional. My parents were married over 40 years. I believe in relationships. I believe in loyalty. I believe in bonds. But I also don't mind not dealing with someone if I feel like they've crossed the line.
right?
And I just think that out of the many relationships that I've lost, that you have lost as well, that we both made a conscious decision that we were going to work on it and get to a better place, and we did. And I will always appreciate that. I think that any relationship without strife just isn't real.
True.
You have to go through things just like you'll go through things in your relationship, in your marriage, and with your parents. Life happens.
Yeah, I mean, they're all relationships.
I, for one, I just want to put out there that I, for one, was rooting for the two of you to mend whatever issues
You were.
that you guys
And I was
had.
being stubborn as
You were.
I also believe in the importance of friendships.
You were.
I think friendships are super important, especially when
You were very
matters.
instrumental in making sure that we kept open communication and not letting it get to a place of no return.
I think
I
friendships are
appreciate that.
important, and I really had hoped that you guys would have been able to fix the issue that you guys had. I personally didn't think it was
That
to the
deep.
point of no return. So I wanted y'all to fix it. I pushed for y'all to fix it, and I did whatever I had to do or could have done for y'all to fix it. And I'm glad that you guys are in the space that you guys are in right now.
I am too.
So am I, yeah.
I am too. I really am. I'm very appreciative. Because you don't have that with everybody.
That's true.
It's special.
Yeah. Especially, at y'all big age of 50, y'all are
50. Looking like 55.
y'all
I am 44.
y'all real old. Y'all ain't got time to be making no new friends.
I am 44 and happy about it. And you're about to be 40.
I am 38 until my next birthday.
I'm 27.
So I'm the youngest, because you what, about
You about to be 40
55.
at the end of this year. You about 55. Yo, you look good. What you doing?
Cover girl.
I still got elasticity in my skin. It still bounce.
Come on, Elastic.
You also got a lot of gray hair.
It don't matter.
Well, you still look good, though.
It don't matter. I also still get carded, as you just so politely explained to the
Yeah, you
people.
do get carded. You definitely get carded.
Like he ain't got none of his beard.
And I like my gray. I love my
Oh,
grays.
but you said he don't like his.
I embrace it.
I like a little.
I
What's
have a
it called?
lot. I have a lot of gray hair, so
But it does run in his family.
Yeah, I
like,
shave
literally
it.
But some people get it young.
I shave that off so quick. If I can't shave it, I'm gonna bleach it or dye it. It's
I
gone.
think you should embrace it.
Not as much as I got.
You still look good with it regardless.
I
Just embrace
appreciate
it.
that. I just don't want to have gray hair. I want to stay young.
Okay, I'll embrace it.
I'm like a diamond. Diamonds are forever.
Okay, show your grace.
Okay.
You can tell them how, if they want to reach you, how they can reach you, how they can follow you, how they can find you, where they can find you.
You know, I don't want you all that shit.
I'm talking about social media shit.
I know.
Talking about. You ain't doing no clubs right now.
No, I'm not talking about finding him for that. Maybe they want to give him a little head,
I don't
give him a little
know.
booty or something. I don't know.
Ooh, where trade at?
Jesus.
You know, we got all kind of viewers. Straight,
That's
gay,
true.
tall, skinny, short, fat, big.
If they
young.
need to find me, then I'm sure they will.
They're gonna see you. They're gonna see you on the flight. You was on were you on Life with Chan Joe?
Would you? That's a good question. Yeah,
What?
before we go.
What?
Would you get back into DJing and maybe doing nights or clubs?
No. The only way I would do it, I would do like maybe a wedding or like some special event. I don't want to be in that club scene.
The lifestyle.
The lifestyle. I feel like, I don't think it would trigger me to make me want to even drink or smoke or pop pills or whatever it is. It wouldn't trigger me that way, but I just don't want to be in that lifestyle. I feel that that lifestyle also was a part of the reason why I started going off
Doing all the
stuff.
other things.
'Cause
I agree with that.
Because before that lifestyle, I was more like I am now.
Yeah.
And then that lifestyle definitely took me for a turn. So people ask me that a lot.
We had fun though, Blaze.
I had a lot of fun. I definitely had a lot of fun. I can say for 3 years of my life, I did a lot of things.
Can I do another story?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. What you about to say? You know what? Go ahead. I don't mind. I'm open. On
I was just gonna say that, like, listen, we used to have the best times.
We did.
And the best times that we used to have was
when the
when
club was
nobody
closed?
was there. When nobody was there, baby. The club would be closed.
We'll have
We would
like
be in there.
10 people in there.
We'd be like maybe like 10 of us, all of our close friends, maybe they little pieces or little situations they had going on. And we would go in there and drink and rock and just make like mixes and
I'll be
things
DJing,
and
having fun.
DJing, like those were the funnest times.
Yeah.
And some of my fondest memories with you.
And then the crazy thing is driving all the way down there just to open up the club. Just
To open up the club. And mind you, it's the middle of the day.
Oh, we did do it in the daytime too because it was dark.
3, 4 o'clock.
It would be dark in there once you close
Once you
everything
close
up.
leave.
Yeah, that's true.
Yo,
I think a couple of times I
used to
even had
have
the
them.
shutter closed while we was in there just to keep it completely dark.
Dark.
Yeah, that's true.
We used to have fun, man.
Yeah,
That was a great time.
I had a
That
lot
was
of
before
fun.
me.
That was before.
That was before you.
But yeah, I did a lot of things back then. I've told Jalen some of the things I've done, especially when I was like, on like drugs and stuff. I did a lot of things.
Why you fall to that?
Because I just had a flashback. I'm like, damn, I did a lot of shit.
Yeah. I mean, shit, I did too.
I heard.
Oh, Lord.
But I ain't one of the autos, so you ain't heard that. I ain't one of the gospel, so you ain't heard that from me.
This is non-alcoholic beer, but I'm drinking it like it's liquor.
Diet Coke.
Wow. All right, so guys, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for coming and watching the channel. Thank you to Bruce for joining us and
Absolutely.
being extremely open.
Listen to more open, honest conversations. This was fun.
It was fun.
Especially
that.
with the people that I love.
Yes, and this was my first time sharing a tear on this channel. Gonna make sure that don't happen again.
It was authentic.
It was. You were like, ooh, bitch, they crying on Life of J and JoJo.
Jesus!
Right, Paul.
Homos!
Big Paul. Look at these Paul.
Look at these homos!
Up here crying.
Like a girl.
Goddamn Paul.
Don't judge me.
This boy just say he was 6'5" and on here crying.
Ain't nothing wrong with a man crying.
Ain't nothing wrong.
But yeah, so, okay, thanks guys again. And on that note, peace out. And this is a hug. I finally got it right, y'all.
That's not a hug, it's a heart.
You know what I meant.
Oh,
you
that's
so shady.
You know, we do that all the time.
That's how you do yours.
Oh, look at your
Your heart
hug.
look a little weird, though.
No, no.
Look at your hug. Your hug is so pretty. Girl. Oh,
Peace out, family.
your hug is so pretty. It's so beautiful.
Miss Mama's over here got a lot to say.
Baby, you the one trying it.
Jesus.
You can't hit me and tell me how mad you get.
Period.
Hit me, I'm gonna hit you back.
Oof. I gotta piss. Fix my drawers. Then I gotta get out of this trap.
Oh,
Shit.
Not the laptop.
not my laptop. No!
I got big ass feet.